Why are some Pokemon cards so expensive? And why would anyone pay over $100,000 for this single card right here? A Gold Star Rayquaza graded PSA 10. It's just a piece of cardboard, right? But by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why it's so valuable and what makes some cards worth thousands, while others with the same pull rate are worth almost nothing. Let's start with the basics: supply and demand. When the product is limited and lots of people want it, the price goes up. That's true for real estate, it's true for rare sneakers, it's true for concert tickets, and yes, Pokemon cards as well. But Pokemon cards follow the same rules. If there's only 5,000 of a certain card in the world, but 50,000 people want it, there's a fight over who gets to buy it. And then that's where the price skyrocket. But it's not just about how many cards exist, it's also about how many are available right now. And many rare cards sit in permanent collections. They're not being sold, they are just graded and they're stashed away then. So even if a card was printed like 10,000 times, maybe only 300 are actively for sale at any given time, and that creates a scarcity. And that's the basic economics, but Pokemon goes here one step further, and that brings us to the second influence on the price, which is artificial scarcity. Now here's where it gets clever. Pokemon intentionally creates the scarcity. There are many different rarities in the Pokemon TCG, and some cards are just hard to pull, like ridiculously hard. Take the Prismatic Evolution set. The pull rate for the top special illustration rare in this set, which is the Umbreon, is roughly 1 in 1,500 packs. And if we take the current price for a booster pack, you end up spending around $20,000 in booster packs until you will pull one card by yourself. But here's also the twist: not all special illustration rares from that set are expensive. In fact, some with identical pull rates are barely worth $20, like this Ogerpon card. I understand this, no one likes the Ogerpons, and unfortunately this was the only special illustration rare I was able to pull by myself, but I'm fine with it and at least I got one. But why is one chase card worth hundreds or even more, while others are cheap? Okay, let's break this down. The value of a top chase card comes from mainly 6 different characteristics. The first one is it features a beloved Pokemon. Usually you have like a fan favorite like Charizard or maybe Umbreon. The second one is it has a strong collector appeal. Some cards fit perfectly into theme binders like shiny Pokemon, or you have like a Charizard collection, or some have like a starter collection. And if it's a card that completes a popular set or a theme, the demand increases. And the third one is the artwork stands out. The top chase card usually looks the best. That's subjective, but often agreed by the majority. And it's visually stunning. People want to display it, want to grade it, and just want to show it off. The fourth one is it gets more media attention, and the chase card is then the one featured in openings or tweets, TikToks, YouTube videos, which creates then hype loops, and more visibility equals also more desire. The fifth one is then that it's hard to pull the card. Often chase cards and high valuable cards have very low pull rates, and mostly are from the rare categories like special illustration rares. This is not always the case, but we will not see for modern sets that a common or maybe an uncommon card is a top chase card, just because there are too many of them available. The sixth reason is it's the top chase card. Only because it is a top chase card and thereby the most valuable and sought after card per set, other collectors want to own it. And also the demand is increased then because people want to try their luck on grading the card. And this both increases the demand further and drives up the price also further. So even though multiple cards have similar pull rates, only one becomes the crown jewel, and that's the one collectors fight over. If you find this video helpful until now, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I will upload many interesting videos in the coming days for Pokemon card sellers and collectors as well. Now let's say you do pull that chase card, which is awesome, but is it really worth the full market price? That depends on one key factor, which is the condition. Graded cards, especially PSA 10s, sell for multiples of the war version, but getting a PSA 10 is not very easy. If you've ever sent cards in for grading, you notice only a small fraction actually get a 10. From my own experience, I'd say only around about 1 in 10 cards I pull straight from a pack are even eligible for a PSA 10. And there's often tiny widening, print lines, centering issues, and yeah, the list goes on. So no, not only is the card rare to pull, but a gem mint copy of it is even rarer. And that is then artificial scarcity on top of artificial scarcity. and that is what drives prices into the thousands. Let's talk about something you can't measure on a price chart: nostalgia. For many of us, Pokémon isn't just a game, it's a memory from the childhood, and that first booster pack you opened as a kid, or maybe the Holo Charizard you never pulled but always dreamed of. You saw it trading other kids on the schoolyard, but never have actually won by yourself. And yeah, cards tap into that emotional connection, and we're not just buying the collectibles, we're buying a piece then of our own past. And that emotional value increases what people are willing to pay for it, especially when they are adults with kind of income, trying to reclaim those moments. It's why a base set Charizard hits differently than a brand new Scarlet and Violet card, even if the latter is technically rarer. Over the last few years, Pokémon has exploded as an investment market as well. Especially during the 2020 and 2021 boom, we saw people buying graded cards the same way others buy like stocks, gold, or NFTs. The big YouTubers and celebrities started flaunting their rarest pulls, and that kind of media exposure brought new eyes to the hobby. Suddenly, new collectors weren't just chasing the cards, they were flipping them, holding them, treating Pokemon also like a portfolio. And now, like any market with speculation, prices can fluctuate. Some cards see huge spikes and explode in value, but for truly rare, highly graded cards, the long-term trend has been upward, especially for vintage and iconic characters like Charizard, Umbreon, or our Rayquaza as well. So the big question is, are these prices here to stay, or are we sitting on another bubble? Well, I think it's complicated. Some prices, especially during peak hype seasons, were inflated by emotion and the media buzz, and that kind of spike can and will cool off, and it has in some areas already. But true scarcity, strong demand, and graded conditions still hold the value. For example, base set Charizards aren't being reprinted, Illustrator Pikachu isn't being reprinted, our Rayquaza Gold Star card isn't being reprinted. So over the time, there will only be less and not more cards. So while modern hype cards might drop over time, the iconic, well-preserved, and the culturally relevant cards, those will likely stay expensive and even grow in value in the long term. Okay, now let's go back to that $100,000 Gold Star Rayquaza PSA 10 from the beginning of the video. Why is it worth so much? And it's because of the perfect storm of different characteristics, where the first one is extremely low pull rate. The card was part of the Deoxys set released in 2005, and pulling a Gold Star from that era was really hard. The Rayquaza was one of the rarest in the set, and pulling one of these has a pull rate estimated at 1 in 180 packs. But you might now ask here that this is not so rare compared to the current pull rates, and there the second reason comes into play, which is low circulation at release. When the Deoxys set dropped, it wasn't a hugely popular product. Far fewer people were collecting at this time, and many skipped the set entirely. So that means fewer packs were produced and opened, and fewer Rayquazas ever made it therefore into circulation to begin with. And now a very important reason is that the card is really old, and most of the cards are in bad condition. Even if you pull one nowadays from a sealed booster pack, which is really expensive, around about $800, I looked it up on eBay, chances are it won't grade well. Only 48 PSA 10 copies exist in the world today, making it incredibly scarce in top condition. And so usually only PSA graded cards, which remember create scarcity on top of scarcity, lead to these extremely high values of up to 100k a card. And the next reason is a strong character popularity. Rayquaza is, for example, a fan favorite. It's a legendary Pokemon with a massive following in both West and also Japan. And cards featuring Rayquaza consistently rank among the most in demand for collectors. The next reason is iconic Gold Star status. The Gold Stars are legendary in the hobby. They are easily among the most respected and chased card types, and collectors love them for their unique design and for their legacy as well. And the last reason is a timeless standout artwork. That cosmic Rayquaza art, the deep background, dramatic pose, it stands out in any collection, and many collectors agree it's one of the best card illustrations of the whole era. And put all that together, the low print one, we have difficult pull rates, iconic Pokemon, the timeless design, limited graded copies, a very high demand and a very low supply, and you get a card that sells for over $100,000. And that's what makes the Pokemon cards so fascinating. It's not just about how hard something is to pull, it's also about how many people want a card and how few exist in perfect condition, and how emotionally powerful a card is to collectors. And yeah, if you enjoyed the breakdown and want more like it, hit the like button and consider subscribing for our Pokemon content that explains the why behind the market. And yeah, see you in the next one.